Fusionists. What's up? Welcome to the stream. It's a quick stream. I'm on lunch. I literally just finished making a burrito. Like, I made a chicken burrito for lunch, and I see the ban list is out. So I screenshotted a few pictures. I didn't even look at the thing. I have no idea what's on it. So I screenshotted it, sent it to myself, got myself ready to do this, and here we are. So let's get hype in the chat. Make sure you join the Discord. It should be in the description as well. And I think it's time we just go ahead and look right at it. I have no idea what is on this list. I'm very I'm shook. So let me pull it up on my side. All right, I have it ready. All right. Here we go. I don't know. David is aware. He's actually in the message that I sent the pictures to, so he's probably already seen it all. What's up, David? I'm professional, but I have to eat. I'm on work. Like, I'm working right now. I just work from home. All right. All right, here we go. Let's go into it. Okay. All right, so Barrier Statue of the Torrent, Malice Q Whitebinder, Herald of the Arclight, and Harpy's Featherstorm are all banned. All right, so... All right, I expected it to be Red Ransom, to be completely transparent with you. I'm kind of happy. Like, I think it's better that Whitebinder is the one that's gone. Personally, I think that's probably the better one. David's a real one, watching it from work. Yeah, Featherstorm, people have been calling for this one for a while. Herald of the Arclight, everybody called this one. Torrent that's a nice hit. I actually kind of like that. There's no, outside of Malice, there's no massacring, at least on the ban section. I think this makes sense. Personally, I think this makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, these four cards, it's not a big, I hope it's not a big list. It's starting off like it's not going to be a gigantic list, but we're going to find out, I guess, here in a second. Anybody got any comments about these four banned cards before we move on? Anybody? This is your opportunity to be heard. I will read your comment. Okay. If you think of something in the interim, let me know at the end. We'll come back to it. Okay. All right. So, Draco Tail Malulu, Canine 66A Joe Cool, Vanquish Soul Holly Sue, Yummy Snatchy, Amino Habikiri no Mitsurugi, A Case for Canine, and Ketu Draco Tail. Correct, Dumb Gamer. It is definitely not a Mystic Mine. So, alright, so Habikiri is to 1. That makes sense. Snatchy to 1 is kind of big. I'm kind of surprised they did that. I think it's probably to, like, lower the power level without killing it. They really went after Canine. Like, they really went after it. Joe Cool and A Case, I did not think they were going to hit it like that. I thought that they would do the slaughter list the next time. This really hurts Canine, but I think with Chaotic Elements, you're still able to play 5 copies of it. It doesn't destroy the deck because Joe Cool is their starter. I thought Izuna was the better hit, but like maybe not. I can kind of see why you don't want to hit Izuna, especially after the video that I released coming out on Friday. So yeah, I think these all make sense. Holly Sue going to 1. Does that mean we're getting the Vanquish Soul stuff back? Because that would be amazing. Would Vanquish Soul be playable? Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, this makes sense. Ketu and Malulu going to 1 each is crazy. They're really going after it. Yummy doesn't feel like it's been hit. Like, yeah, they lost Herald, but like, that's whatever. And David, I'll go over the Herald hit in a minute. Let's go to the semi-limits. Well, this will make a lot of people happy. Just roll. It's just rolling like bird. Yeah, Holly Sue lowers the power level of Vanquish Soul a lot. Droll and Lockbird. Really? To 2? I guess it makes sense. It's a little weird, but it makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so this will make a lot of like casual and less competitive players happy. It is kind of a turn skip. It also is kind of a big counter to the Mulcharmies. It really does just it can make it very unfun to play. I'm surprised it was 2. I thought it might be 1 or banned if it was going to get hit. But you know what? 2 lowers the consistency of seeing it. If anything, this is probably a net positive for the game, especially since, yeah, for real, David. It makes sense, though, because now Mitsurugi is going to be a whole lot less splashable, but they still have pre-prep, so I think they're fine. I don't know. Let's look at the limits. The limits. Wow! Okay, that is a list. Alright, let's go through it. So, Black Dragon and White Dragon. Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, White Dragon, Wyvern Burster, both at 3. Dark Grepher, Raisin! Raisin! I got my raisins. I like my raisins. Here we go. That's what we like to see. We got a little bit of raisin action at 3. We got Stake Your Soul back to 3. That's amazing. Love to see that. Snatch Steal, Crystron Inclusion, Change of Heart, and Zodiac Trident. Okay. All right. Yes, this is big. This is huge, guys. Yeah, this is a good list. This is a very, very good list. Okay, so initial thoughts here, going over it. Herald makes sense because it was bridging Yummy into Mitsurugi. Herald going away makes sense. Ami no Habakiri going to 1 is also really big. It makes it a little harder to splash because now you have to play 3 prayers, you have to play the preparation, the rites. And Habakiri is kind of one of the big problem cards. Yeah, Dragon Link got a big win, didn't they, dumb gamer? That's craziness. Because Dragon Link needed more stuff. Yeah, this is so. Let's starting with the bans. That should basically put the final nail in the coffin for. That should put the final nail in the coffin for Malice. I think Whitebinder being banned just kind of finishes that deck off. It can still play for sure, but it's definitely not going to be seeing as much play. So that is what it is. Vanquish Soul got a huge bolster here. Like, yeah, your Holly Sue is now a one of, and that takes away that hand trap thing, which I have a video coming out on Friday for free. That's going to be free. It's in members only right now. If you want to sign up for membership, do it. And if you're the person that did sign up for a membership, message me on Discord. Let me know who you are, and we'll get you set up with all the perks. I want to make sure you get everything. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. That being said, yeah, the Ami no Habakiri, they hit Mitsurugi a lot harder than I thought they would. I thought for sure they'd go after prayers. I'm surprised they went after Habakiri. I'm cool with it. I'm not upset. Featherstorm and the water statue, those needed to go. I don't think anybody is going to argue that those needed to stay. I think those both needed to go, and we all knew it. So those two gone, fine. Malice is pretty much dead at this point. I don't think Malice is something that you need to overly prepare for, as now one of their best end pieces is just gone. Whitebinder is just so impactful and so necessary for the strategy that I think it gone finishes it. Now, I'm pulling it back up on my side here. In the limits, I'm surprised they went for 2 cards in both Draco Tail and Canine, but they only hit 1 Yummy card. Like, they hit Snatchy to 1. And Snatchy's really, really good. And I guess if it gets banished off of something, I guess it could be a really big hit. Yeah, they really want to sell that rocket support, that's for sure. I don't think it does as... So the Canine one, yes, a case for Canine is now something that you could search relatively easily anyway, because it's a one of, and Joe is searchable off of Chaotic Elements. So you've got essentially 5 copies of Joe still. It just means that if you're playing a Canine deck, you've got to figure out 4 spots. Oh no, not engine time. It is what it is. I'm going to have to update Canine Orcus now, and I'm going to have to do some tinkering. But this is a net win. Snatchy to 1 probably ruins the grind game. It makes it a way harder deck to deal, like way harder to deal as the Yummy player. You got to be really careful with that stuff. And with all the Mitsurugi hits, it kind of checks out. Draco Tail taking a big hit, that's going to sell the branded support, and it's going to probably mean more branded pure. But I've seen a lot of lists cutting Malulu to 1 anyway. It's searchable off of Magna Hut. Ket 2 to 1 really does hurt, but it's, again, searchable off of all of them. And they didn't hit 5 mana, which is correct. They shouldn't have hit 5 mana. They shouldn't have hit Jokul. I'm a little surprised that Halisu is getting limited, but I also understand the power of Vanquish Soul. This does make Vanquish Soul totally playable again, by the way, and I love that. I'll always like that. I love Vanquish Soul. So, yeah, this is really cool. Everything in the limits, I think the limits are fantastic. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. The Droll and Lickbirds. All right, Lickbird, you are slowly licking your way out of the game, and I love that. I also kind of hate that, but there's not a lot of decks that are going to be doing a ton of searching anymore, and with the limitations to Yummy, to K9, to Mitsurugi, and to Draco Tail, Droll kind of needed to get kind of shoved down, you know? We just gotta, no. So Droll goes, it's fine. The big thing here is that all the things that came back to 3, we got Change of Heart and Snatch Steal to 3. That makes for some interesting side decking options. Crystron Inclusion, super cool that Crystron gets some of its stuff back. Vanquish Soul Raisin and Staker Solar back to 3. We all know how I feel about that already. And Dragonlink gets a bolster, and I guess Zodiac also gets some cool stuff because Dryden's back to 3. I think this list is incredibly good. I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are as well. If you feel anything differently, if you're watching this back, go ahead and leave a comment. And yeah, we'll have this up. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I got to get back to work. I'm going to finish my burrito now. This will be up on the channel. This will be skipping members only part. This is just going to go live. So thanks so very much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tonight for the stream. I guess it'll be a lot of prep now. And we'll see you tonight. So hasta la bye-bye. Good fun. Have luck. See you next time.